Hello, I wanted to do a video about the awakening and to inform you that there are many factions out there that are trying to stop the awakening of humanity, the consciousness of humanity. The thing is, they don't want you to know about the extraterrestrial presence here that has always been here. And governments around the world, all over this world, have done everything to stop the public from knowing about the extraterrestrial presence on this planet. That they are here incarnated, and that they are here in cloaked ships in the skies, and that they have been here forever, and they don't want you to know about it because they want you to stay asleep in this illusion that they have created for you, a prison rather that they have created for you to stay in. This is a prison of debt, a prison of fear, a prison of discord. This is what they want you to stay in, because as long as you're focused on your prison life, you don't have time to be concerned about the extraterrestrials that's sitting on your living room couch that you cannot see because you're not ready to see them. Or the extraterrestrials that hover about in the skies, because they don't want you, your government does not want you to know that they are here. But yet your government has been communicating on the regular with them for hundreds of years, rather. They have been, as they say, they've been in the bed with them, if you will. Not necessarily the ones that have good intentions either. But the governments, because of the law of attraction, have attracted those extraterrestrials to them that can serve their fancy of wanting to have more power, more control, and more domination over the people. Those are the kind of extraterrestrial company that the government keeps. And they don't want you to know that they've been keeping that kind of company, because it's like finding a treasure and you don't want no one else to know about their treasure except you, because you want to be the only one to utilize that treasure. Well, that's how they treat the extraterrestrial presence. They want you to be terrified of extraterrestrials. They want you to run in panic when it comes to extraterrestrials, while they themselves, are constantly in contact and communicating and even seeing extraterrestrials, working with them no less. But see, they don't want you to have that same benefit, because as a collective consciousness, you can attract the ones here that want to help to set humanity free from this prison and this tyranny. And the way you attract the good guys, if you will, to you is by waking up to the truth, by embracing your neighbor, loving one another, helping one another. Case in point, many times you've seen on TV channels and even sometimes on the news, when there is a crisis and someone is in trouble, and you have many people selflessly, with their whole heart, they will rush in to help another soul out, trying to rescue that soul from imminent death. And out of nowhere, they cannot explain how it was that they were able to rescue that soul when all odds were against them. Some have even reported being in car accidents and the car on fire, they're pinned, the car is upside down, the window has but a small crack in it to get them out, and yet they found themselves, someone happened to reach in and pull them through a little small opening in the window. These kinds of things, these kinds of stories are heard all over the world. And many people attribute it to some guardian, to guardian angels. They say, oh, it must have been a guardian angel. It must have been my guardian angel. Well, that's not too far from the truth. It was an extraterrestrial, actually, that helped you. I myself have been saved from imminent death by them. So that I'm speaking from experience myself, not just from stories that have been on television, but from my own experience. I have been saved from imminent death by them, and they have been with me all my life. They touch me. Only thing, as far as I'm concerned, that needs to happen, they just need to show themselves, because they touch me quite often. So, but it doesn't bother me. They're very friendly. My Pleiadian attendees are very friendly, very loving. They do not come to peddle fear. They don't come to scare you or any of those things. The government wants to keep this kind of company away from you. Instead of telling the public when they have these experiences where they're saved by some divine power, instead of the government saying, hey, no, that was just extraterrestrial beings that have been here forever. They've always been here. They're just kind of waiting for us to open up to wanting to be with them, and to want to communicate with them, and to practically be neighbors. But humanity has got to want that. Now see what your government has done. They have kept that truth from you for so long. And the people that have had experiences like myself and many others, many others, they label them as crazy, insane, or whatever it is. If you're not going to the bank and taking out loans and trying to live what they call the dream life, and killing yourself on a job day after day, which you have to do to survive in this prison system. That's what you have to do. But if that's not what you're talking about doing, then you're insane. If you're talking about anything else that is not conducive to the prison system that they have made for you, then you're insane. So what you have is this now. You have the opportunity, and especially even more now in the coming months, you will have the opportunity to actually draw these beautiful, amazing, loving, kind beings to you in your time of need. But not in your time of selfish need, when all you're thinking about is yourself. But when you are selfless and you are willing to risk your own life to jump in to help another, or to bring comfort to another soul, that's how you attract that kind of company to you. That's how you attract those kinds of extraterrestrials to you. When you have a bunch of selfless people, that are willing to get together and go through whatever it is that they have to go through to lift up their fellow man, that's when you attract that kind of help and that kind of company to yourself. So if you want to really, increase your chances, then you have got to be a selfless person, a person that operates out of unconditional love for all people, not just for certain ones, but for all people. Even now, if you can have all the knowledge and the wisdom in the world, and your PhDs and your degrees and your $500,000 home, but if you sit and let your neighbor go hungry when you got a refrigerator full of food, then what does that serve you? When you will let your neighbor fall, when you will not go and help him up in his time of need. That's what's important. That's what bringing in the new age of consciousness is about. That is what's about establishing the kingdom of holiness and righteousness on this planet. It is about reaching out and being able to embrace your neighbor, no matter what he looks like. Because your extraterrestrial family, they are mostly hominoid, but they don't necessarily look like you or me. They can be very tall. very thin, bald, they have no hair. Some can have really big eyes. Some can be really short and stout. They look, they will come in many shapes and forms. You've got to be able to be the kind of being or the kind of soul that is non-judgmental, that is unconditionally loving of all of life, and you don't stand in judgment because someone looks different from you, because they are going to look different from you. And you've got to be able to accept that in love and to embrace that lovingly, to embrace their difference. That not that we're so different, but embrace that, because we're all unique. You're talking about establishing on this beautiful planet a galactic community. This entire planet being a home for galactic life, where there won't be a prison system like it is here, but there will be ships flying in and off this planet, just like cars are driving on the road, which we won't be driving any cars in that time. You will be on ships. You'll be able to pilot ships. You will learn how to do amazing things. You will learn how to utilize amazing abilities that your creator has endowed you with, and you will be able to use a lot of things that they come with, because they come with a lot of things too with them to help make life easier, you know especially when it comes to building homes, when it comes to food. They do have those capabilities. They do have the capability to travel from one place to another place, and I'm speaking from one point a million miles away to point B, and that in half of a second or less. That's the kind of amazing things that we should have access to, that you might not be aware of, that your government has access to. They have underground railways where they can that they can shoot with breakneck speed from one point to another. These are the things that they currently enjoy. They currently enjoy a lot of things that they will not allow you to enjoy while we're still driving around here in gas vehicles that need gas. They're traveling in ways that they don't need gas. They have free energy. They don't need these things. But to keep everyone else enslaved, that's what they do. They keep you dependent on gas. You have to run to the gas pump to put gas in your car so you can get to work on time. Because if not, your boss is going to be mad and maybe fire you because you were late. And then they don't even care. You can be late because the traffic jam. They don't care. You could be late because your child was vomiting and throwing up and very sick. They don't have any compassion for you at all, working for them. They don't have any compassion. This is how you know this is a prison, because there is no compassion for what they term as the little guy. They don't have any compassion for you. They only want you to go serve their agenda to put more money in their pockets, and they don't care whether or not you can actually feed your families or not. You see how they're so quick when their bottom line is threatened? They're quick to throw you out the door, lay you off, give you that pink slip, and then you're trying to figure out how you're gonna make it while they're still lining their pocketbooks. This is not acceptable, guys. You cannot keep accepting to live like this. If you embrace the extraterrestrial presence with love and acceptance, unconditional love and acceptance, and discipline yourselves, you can put an end to this. You don't have to live like this. And they are here to help you if you're willing to help yourself, but you have got to want to help yourself. You've got to want it. They are not going to come in here and do things for you. You've got to want this for yourself. And I hope you want this for yourself, because it's definitely going to be my reality. I'm going to enjoy that reality, working elbow to elbow with beautiful beings, some 12 feet tall. I'm going to love it. And if you open yourself up and embrace it, you'll love it too. It'll be the most beautiful, exhilarating, life-giving experience, because you will be a part of building heaven on earth. If you open yourselves to that, you will be a part of building heaven on earth. I hope this was helpful to you. And I hope you have a wonderful, loving day.